heart of the Duke City. It's time for a great afternoon of sports entertainment talk. Get ready for in-depth discussions on everything from the court to the field, mixed with the business and culture that orbit the sports world. Whether it's the latest blockbuster trade or the societal impact of sports, two men on with your hosts, Van Nunley and Fred Slow, with producer Isaiah Johnson on 95.9 FM and AM 610.
You managed to play it now? It's hot.
It's Monday, Albuquerque. You know what that means.
Line, we're ready for the start. They're off in the Kentucky Derby. Journalism is in a little bit of traffic early on here, but he came out of the gate okay. Citizen Bull and Neo Equos, as expected, to the front, but they've come well off the rail. And these two are setting the pace with Owen Almighty to the outside. East Avenue is away running in fourth. American Promise is fifth and down on the inside. Then Admire Daytona. Burnham Square is closer today. He's down on the rail, only about 5 lengths off the lead. Then Chunk of Gold. Journalism is saving ground into that turn. He's in the middle of the pack as Cold Battle goes up on the far outside with Rendered Judgment and Flying Mohawk. Then comes Publisher Baeza to the outside. Down toward the rail, Japan's Luxor Cafe leads Sovereignty. Tistastic and Sandman are next. And Final Gambit is the trailer as they race past this half mile in 46.23 seconds. So the pace is honest enough, set by the Baffert runners, Citizen Bull, and Neo Equos is pressing it on the outside. American Promise together with Owen Almighty, third and fourth. Break of another 2.5 to East Avenue in fifth. Burnham Square is sixth on the inside. Brian Hernandez has him down on the rail like he did with Mystic Dan last year. They're about 6 lengths off the lead as they race for the far turn. Citizen Bull on the inside, Neo Equos on the outside. These two right together on the lead. American Promise comes under pressure. Owen Almighty is fourth by 2.5. Chunk of Gold is fifth, trying to get involved now with 5 lengths to make up. And meanwhile, we look back for Journalism. He's been swung to the outside by Umberto Rispoli, and he's picking off horses one by one on the far outside. Neo Equos is the leader at the top of the stretch. Journalism is on the move as they turn for home, and Sovereignty is coming with him on the outside. The two of them go right by with a furlong to run. Journalism and Sovereignty, nose to nose, down to the last 16th of a mile. Sovereignty has taken the lead. Journalism is second toward the inside. Baeza is third, but it will be Sovereignty to rule the Kentucky Derby. Journalism and Baeza were next. Final Gambit was fourth. The final time was 2:02.31 seconds.
So sweet. So dumb sweet. I'm Fred Slow. Van Nunley is here. Isaiah producing the show.
The most exciting 2 minutes
Right.
in all of sports.
Hey, and sloppy, brother. Sloppy.
So many old ladies ruin their dresses and hats out there. They had no idea they're going to be covered in mud.
There's no
head
sun.
to toe.
No sun for those sundresses. Covering the head of every jockey. The front of them looks like you were in a 90s rom-com, and you got splashed in a puddle by a drive-by garbage truck.
My favorite thing, except for the end of the race, obviously.
Yeah, and drinking.
Was seeing, who was of class, who was of experience, who was of culture, and who the tourists were.
Yeah.
Because when they showed a horse owner, they had matching raincoats to match their hat and their dress. And when they panned across the crowd, it was just a bunch of plebeians covered in mud.
The sorry people.
As dirty as they've ever been in their whole entire lives.
So sweet.
Yeah. The proletariat and the bourgeoisie.
Yeah.
It was never been more apparent who was who. Except for a rainy day at the Kentucky Derby.
The 1 1/4 miles. And what was it? 2:02:31. Paid 7-1 odds. That's 1796 to win at 7-1. There we go. The record 20th horse with the name starting with an S to win. The victory was worth 3.1 of the 5 million purse. Ooh wee. Hey, and journalism is dead. I mean, not actually dead.
Oh,
But
no, dang. Breaking news.
Sorry, that's what 60 Minutes said last night.
Glue Factory.
Hey, did you watch that 60 Minutes thing?
Did I watch 60 Minutes?
Yeah, did you watch this?
I'm 40,
Hey.
not 60.
Here's what you need to do.
Okay.
You need to listen to your boy right here.
All right.
They're going at it. 60 Minutes has
Okay.
become the business.
What's going on with journalism?
So Donald Trump was like,
The
hey,
horse, not
oh, sorry.
not actual journalism.
Hey, second.
Okay.
See ya. Phew, so sweet. All of these horses were from Secretariat?
Yeah.
Is
That's-
that real?
Yeah. The boy's seed is strong.
Dang.
That's impressive. That's what Elon Musk is trying to do.
With,
Just impregnate everyone.
thought you were doing a horse joke somehow, but I'm back in on this.
Yeah.
147,406 fans.
In that weather, that's impressive.
Yeah.
A super low turnout, but still an insane amount.
Is that a low turnout?
It's like 30,000 low.
So I could have found a parking spot?
You could have.
Dang, dude.
I mean, we would obviously Uber there and from, but
We were at Sawmill for a very fun Kentucky Derby watch party.
that was a blast.
It was 50% of all mint julep sales, which, by the way, I know the number. I don't know if they want me to say it on air. It was a lot.
A lot.
It was a lot.
I had a bunch.
50% of all those proceeds went to benefit the Boys and Girls Club of Central New Mexico. So thank you to our degenerate friends and fans and friends of the show.
Well done.
It was not a soggy day over at Sawmill. It was perfect.
Fantastic.
Perfect.
Right up until sundown. Got a little windy, but
What are you
race
doing?
was over.
Hey, what are you
It's
doing?
perfect.
No, it's still perfect then.
Everything was perfect.
What is this energy you just brought with
I
this
hate
windy?
wind.
Okay. You hate winter, is that's why you hate sovereignty. Super.
Who did I have? I forgot already.
You
I
had
had American Promise
yeah,
because he was undefeated in the mud.
that's right.
We told you, Sovereignty also a mud horse. All the mud horses, their odds went way down,
Like,
right before
Yeah.
start time.
and I believe I had Gambit. Is that who I had?
Another mud horse.
Final Gambit. Well, he was 30-1. And I was like, if I'm gonna play,
Have some fun with it.
yeah, have some fun with
Yeah.
it. Have some fun. That's what I always say. Hey Fred, have some fun. Is what my internal voice sounds like.
I think most of the money was on journalism, and the second most money was on Toby Keith's horse.
Oh, okay.
So
What is that, Citizen Bull?
I think that is Render Judgment, which is what
That's
God,
fine.
what God did to Toby Keith.
Is Toby Keith no longer with us?
Correct.
Isaiah, can you
No.
fact check that? Toby
On it.
Keith. All right, take your time. Feel
Yeah,
like-
I know you get him and Billy Ray Cyrus confused.
No, I know
That-
Billy Ray Cyrus.
February 5th, 2024.
That's like yesterday.
That was a week before my birthday.
I don't know the punchline here. What is the punchline
I
there?
left an ellipsis there for you. Send that one home.
I don't get
Early birthday present is the joke.
That's
Early-
not a
early-
joke.
Say giggle.
It's not like it was Nick Cannon.
Oh.
I don't know where that came from. He's fine. Anyway, super good Kentucky Derby. Thank you to the Sawmill. Now, Isaiah, can you circle into this one for a second?
Mhm.
We're going to hand you the microphone for a minute so you can apologize to all the friends of the show that came to see you and you weren't there.
Oh.
It was a
bummer.
lot.
Friends of the show, I deeply, deeply apologize.
All right, good start.
I had a duty to protect the bad guys from another bar, and my powers were being used elsewhere.
hmm
Okay. Hopefully for the power of good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now you said protect the bad guys. Is that what you said?
Protect from the bad
Oh.
guys. You know, Spider-Man can only be one place at a time.
All right. So just want to be sure you're calling yourself Spider-Man.
Yeah, pretty much of the security guards.
Okay. The
Good at getting out of a sticky situation.
Indeed.
hmm
That's exactly why I'm Spider-Man.
moving forward, what should we tell the friends of the show when they ask for you? Like
To tell them to
you're not interested.
call out for Spider-Man. You know, like there's like
Yeah.
the bat signal. There's like an actual little flashlight
So
that I can
Okay,
stalk
well-
you guys with them.
Quit telling people because they're going to get caught up in your web of lies.
yeah, they're gonna spidey sense you're lying.
Hmm.
Well, it won't be a lie. Just I'll stalk you guys with the flashlights. Give them out to the friends of the show.
It's daylight
Shine it,
hours.
shine it in the sky.
Daylight hours.
Oh, it doesn't matter when you're a superhero.
Okay, think it does. It's hard to explain why.
Uh-huh.
That was the thing with Batman.
Vampire superheroes can't be out in the sun.
Name one vampire superhero.
First off, how dare you? His
Yeah.
name's Blade.
You ever seen Blade at a Whole Foods? That was the inside joke story of this whole show.
Yep.
A lot of friends of the show out there are like, I get that
I get it.
one.
I know that one.
Yeah, I
I
know
know
that
that reference. I got that reference.
Everyone else that's moved to town in the last 2 years, they're like, these guys are still on.
Don't get it.
Don't get it.
get it. I don't understand.
Figure it out.
A lot of new friends of the show came up and said hi.
There were so
Really?
many friends of the show.
That's cool. That's cool.
Van saying happy birthday to a gal he never met.
Yeah.
That was wild.
Aw.
Two.
Two.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, one was a child.
Okay. If it was two adults, I was going to say, oh, yeah, you were drinking the Teller vodkas.
No, we had mint juleps.
Mint juleps, baby,
Mint
for the
julep.
Boys and Girls Club.
We had more than a couple.
Yes. I had as many as you could have and still be legal and safe.
By your standards or?
The law.
The
Okay.
law.
Okay.
Good
Well, I
Lord.
need to, no one's ever as.
I'm an outlaw, not a criminal.
Wanted.
Fred or alive?
Fred or alive. That's the best part of weekend sports is drinking. We had a lot of fun.
Day drinking.
Yeah, day drinking.
Mhm.
Could not day drink at the ice house yesterday. Rained out. They just canceled it. They weren't even like, yeah, we might reschedule it. Nah, they were like, we're good.
Well, Salt Lake's not coming back into town.
No,
So if they reschedule it,
it had to
you
be
can
the,
get an extra road game.
yeah.
Yeah.
Road game.
Roadhouse.
What I did was close.
Mhm.
I was close to that. Yeah, it was a good one. Did you watch that hockey last night? The Blues? You watch the St. Louis Blues last night?
Okay.
They were a second
Enough
away.
with the rhetorical
They were a
questions.
second away.
You know I didn't watch hockey on Sunday night.
You messed out. They were
That's time for The Last of Us.
I watched The Last of Us last night.
Mushroom zombies are more important than sports on Sunday
tell-
night.
Some of that stuff makes me a little squeamish.
Oh,
mu-
it's so gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they're crazy mushroom faces. Oh,
Yeah.
it's awful.
Yeah.
Make me itch. I'll have to go hop in the
Well,
shower.
and there were two girls kissing on it, so Van didn't like that. Van said it made him feel sick to his tummy.
Wrong side of the glass. His sister station.
What are these two girls doing?
That was like an extra element. I was like, mushroom zombies and
And?
two girls.
I'm glad that they put zombies back in the show, though. That was nice.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting real tired of my zombie show not having any zombies. Like I'm not gonna say I'm upset.
Yeah.
But what am I doing?
There was only one half of one episode with no mushroom zombies.
The last episode had no zombies whatsoever.
It did.
Nope.
Sure did.
Nope. Go
Yes,
back.
It sure did.
Wait, not yesterday, the Sunday before.
No, that one did too.
No, it had zero. You'll go back and watch now that I pointed this out.
I will never go back and watch that.
Zero.
That's not high art. That's entertainment.
They had zero zombies in my zombie show. But yesterday's episode, zombies galore.
Incredible amount.
A very
Yeah.
fair amount.
Oh, mushroom zombies and claustrophobia.
Now,
Both of those together. Oh, sign me up.
I'm going to say this.
I was physically anxious. Say
No, I was not.
Yeah, I'm looking at. I just went to Google Images, and yeah, I can't even look at the.
They look
pictures
like
of them.
zombie. They look like if zombies were made out of toad.
No spoilers, but find a clip of the subway scene. It
No
is
one?
horrifying.
No one on that toad joke?
Told you so.
Yeah. The problem with zombie movies is you know that your zombie heroes are going to survive. So you're to a point now where you have to.
Not the HBO one. So many people
No.
die on the HBO.
They do not. The one that
Major motion pictures. You're very correct.
the one hero who died in this zombie show, Isaiah, not
Mhm.
killed by a zombie. That's what I'm trying to get to here. And the point, you have to create fabulous finishes to all these zombies. Every zombie kill, I don't know the verb to use here. Every zombie disposal needs to be the greatest feat of physical achievement ever to keep me entertained.
It's going to be tough to top the two big ones from this season. Again, sorry, no spoil. Try not.
I
to
don't
spoil.
care.
The two big multiple zombie incursions.
Yeah,
Is that what we should call it? Were outstanding.
they were fair.
Ugh, very wrong.
Now, here's the thing.
Edge of my seat. White knuckle thrill ride.
The two heroes, Isaiah,
Mm-hmm.
they have plot armor. They're never going to die. And you have to make them invincible.
Nope. I think one of them, there's been too much foreshadowing already.
No, there's no way.
The main one, there's no way. You can't get rid of her.
Neither of them. And because they're invincible, Isaiah, here's how they kill zombies. Pew pew. That's boring. That's a boring way to kill zombies. Now,
when you're running from a zombie,
ugh,
that's the only choice is the pew pew keep moving. But if you just find one in the wild, that's when it could get weird.
that's when it should get weird.
Yeah.
And also, you would think, and these are quick on the trigger kids in this show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Raised in the apocalypse.
Yeah. These are like if Warren G was fighting zombies.
But see, you guys also, this is what a lot of these shows will do to really get you invested. They make you think, oh, they can't, these guys can't die because of who they are in the show, but they'll find a way to validate the death of one of them.
No, hold up.
That's what you're describing has literally already happened this season.
But not killed by
No
zombies.
spoilers.
Also,
Yeah.
everything enticing the fan base is like, when will these two pretty girls kiss again?
Oh, right.
That's the entire hook of this thing.
Only took 2 episodes.
Well, it happened in the first episode.
That's the second episode.
And then after the first one, then it took 2 more.
Right.
So we're on a every other episode Arky boy.
Flip a coin.
And now they're to the point where you think they're going to do it regularly.
Yeah.
And if you numb me to this HBO, I'm going to have a real problem.
Sure.
Don't do that.
Well, I don't think it's people our age. It's hard to be numb to girl on girl stuff.
The motivation behind this thing too, recognizing that it's the apocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think that this exact scenario would motivate me to arousal.
You don't. Now, hold on. Those were all jokes. I wasn't seriously saying that. But I think your apocalypse shows, you want 100% apocalypse.
Yeah.
But me, I need a little drama.
No.
I need a little bit of the human experience. I want some storylines too.
If your zombies aren't dramatic enough for drama, you don't even have a zombie show. You have a teen angst show set in an apocalypse.
Are they teens?
I can't believe so-and-so didn't invite me to the dance. They are teens.
Are they actual teens?
Yes.
Okay. Well, good thing I didn't look at it that way.
2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. Welcome back to Two Men On. Couple programming notes. We're off tomorrow. Isotopes are playing early. It's like a 5 o'clock start, so we're just going to run satellite up till then. Full show Wednesday. Thursday, Friday. Boys up till 5:45.
Okay.
I think. It's that time of, you know how summer is around here. It'd be like that. It'd be like that. I'm hosting a big press conference tomorrow. You can come join us if you want to join us. The New Mexico Pro Hockey Club is formally introduced as the ECHL's member team. That'll be tomorrow at 11 a.m. over at the Rio Rancho Event Center. Joining me tomorrow will be Sean Decker, the president of Rev Entertainment, who's part of the Texas Rangers. He will be joining us on the show at 5 o'clock today. So that's in what, like 40 minutes?
Short.
Going to talk to him about the return of professional hockey to Rio Rancho. We're wildly excited about that. Also, that super fun backyard blow up is currently going on. If you didn't get the keyword today, you can get it tomorrow morning on the opening drive. Will you listen to the opening drive for the keyword each day? Text 505-246-0610 to be registered to win a hot tub from Valentine's Swimming Pool and Spa and American Home Furniture and Mattress Plus patio set. Dang, dude, this is a ton.
Yeah, so much.
A pottery set from Jackalope, a $5,000 gift card from Sinlon. Are you serious?
Yeah, it's changed your whole life.
You know I could do with $5,000 from Sinlon? And an annual plan from the AAA Pest Control. Thank you. These prizes are worth over $15,000. Yes, they are. That all comes from the Sports Animal. The Sports Animal's backyard blow up is on. Listen to the opening drive each morning. There you go. That's wild. That's so much money.
That's all of the stuff.
Yeah. So tune into that. Text. Get entered to win. All right. You didn't watch the Blues game last night because
I did not.
You don't understand excitement. Isaiah, you didn't watch the Blues game last night because you're from Chicago and you're a hater.
Was it a game 7?
It was.
Okay. That's
and then
cool.
when and with 1 second left in regulation, the Blues give up the game tire to Winnipeg. It goes into overtime. You know, in the playoffs, they don't lose a player like they do in regular, and you don't go to the shootout because it's the playoffs.
Yeah.
So it ends up going to double overtime. It ends up being the third longest game of all time.
Whoa.
The Winnipeg Jets net one in OT. They pushed
Winnie and the Jets.
Winnie and the Jets. So they pushed the Blues out of the thing. So the Blues are gone. The first round is over. The hockey is as good as it gets. Here's the thing. I don't think a million people saw it.
I don't know what channel it's on.
No one does.
TSN.
The world may never know.
TSN. What's
The Sports Network.
Canadia's ESPN is what it was on.
Canada ESPN. CSPN. C-SPAN.
Just TSN.
I don't know what TSN
But
is.
then you got to import it. So
there's a tariff?
there's a tariff on
Dang.
watching TSN.
That sucks.
Oh, wait, no. Is it 90 days up?
What, half September?
Well, soon. That's why the president kicked the can down the road 90 days.
Are we talking about
So
TikTok?
Americans can watch playoff hockey before the cost of doing business goes up.
Ooh, sorry.
Oh, sorry about your playoff hockey there, friend.
There's not a way to convince sports fan to watch hockey. There's not a way to do it.
You have to watch it yourself.
You have to do it on your own.
That's the only way to do it.
Yeah. You cannot incentivize to enough of a degree. It doesn't work like that. What works is having double overtime, golden goal winning bangers.
That's crazy.
It was crazy. And the whole time you're doing the thing, we're like,
You got to text me next time. I would have dropped everything I was doing.
See, but that's what I'm saying. You can't like text anyone. Like they have to organically be into hockey.
Oh. Only local. Only support local.
If I call you and I'm like, hey brother, turn on that hockey, you'll say, I don't even know what channel it's on. And then we have to go through the whole bit.
Well, I just said that.
Yeah. Well, that's what you would also do.
Do I have that? Is that a Hulu
Yeah.
thing?
I'm like, brother,
Is that Peacock? Is it on Peacock?
Whoop. I'll have you on speaker
Is that Tubi? Is it on Tubi?
and I'll look around. I'll go, there's no audience here, man.
Free? Is it a freebie?
What is a
Is it
freebie?
a freebie?
Is that a new one?
That's the one that always plays in doctors' offices.
You going to a lot of doctors' office? You all right?
Clinics, mostly. Because of reasons.
What are the reasons?
It's
Oh, it's
in
not a
between
right
us-
now
in- I
conversation.
said
Yeah, you
in
and God.
between me and my practitioner
God.
and God
Ugh.
and Johnson and Johnson.
That's how you feel about this?
What do you mean?
Of all the ones you could have picked to be your one?
Who makes the most drugs?
Pfizer, I think.
Oh, Pfizer. Between me
Yeah.
and my German friends, Pfizer.
Yeah, I'm more of a Pfizer guy.
You're a Pfizer guy. Okay.
I'm a Pfizer guy.
Dang.
I think I'm a Monsanto guy, but I don't know if that counts as medicine.
Oh, no.
That's just GMOs.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have a problem with GMO foods. They
They're
feed
just,
people.
They're just doing what we do faster. Johnson and Johnson is second highest grossing drug dealer behind Pfizer.
Yeah, I told you that. I know where my 401k is getting lost.
Mm-hmm. Is it getting murked?
What is Merc?
It's a term.
When you can't see through the water?
It's a derogatory term for losing out on something.
That's what happened to the Blues.
And it's also another drug company.
Hey,
So, get murked, son.
the Winnipeg Jets murked the St. Louis Blues.
It did. Yeah.
Merck is also in the same category as getting smoked or like dominated,
Correct.
destroyed.
Yeah, they smoked they smoked
Taking-
their Mercs.
Yeah. Don't get murked.
Taking an L in an outstanding fashion. You got murked.
Yeah. So if someone says that to one of you guys, you're gonna get murked.
What is it when
Get
you
some security.
what is it when you get Pfizered?
Yeah, what is that?
What is it when you get Bristol Myers squibbed? Dang, you got squibbed, bro.
Have you ever said merked up until right now, or is this a word you heard on the drive over?
No. It's in my lexicon
Give me one other example
of murk.
of when you've used merc as a verb.
Oh, you used it perfectly. Like the Jets murked.
Well, I know I did, but a time that
No,
you
actually,
have.
that was a very closely contested competition.
So they
That
weren't-
wasn't really a
they
murk.
weren't merked upon.
No, they were not murked. In game 4, the Cavaliers murked their opponent by like 50 points.
They lost last night.
They did.
Yeah.
Not a good start. for
No.
you guys.
Houston lost too. We're going to talk about that. What is bridge over murkied waters? Is that a thing?
Are you doing Simon and Garfunkel
Yeah.
stuff right now? Is that what you're doing?
Hey, Simon Garfunkel, there's the thing coming to the Pope Joy. We're going to go to that, me and you.
There's this Simon and Garfunkel tribute band.
Yeah.
It's boring originally.
Mhm.
Now we want to be bored by a tribute band?
If you don't, I'll murk you.
Okay.
That's what Isaiah just told me to say.
Okay. Good job.
So you didn't watch the second overtime of the NHL Game 7?
I did not. I missed that one.
NHL Game
Sorry.
7s, the keyboard thing for emoji, that's the open mouth, like greater than thing. You know what I'm talking about? Alligator mouth. NHL
Yes,
hockey,
I know math.
alligator
Just say
mouth.
say greater than.
Yeah. NHL hockey, Game 7s, gator mouth greater than
Okay.
all other sports.
No.
I just saw it last night.
No, that one was good. Game 7, bottom of the ninth. There's nothing in sports like it.
Oh, okay. Why don't we, hey, Isaiah, do me a favor.
Mhm.
Press +2 on the phone, then find Winnipeg's area code, then dial any random number
Mhm.
and ask if yesterday was a game that will live in infamy. Because it will to that part of
Yeah.
America, the continent, not the country.
Also, where's Winnipeg?
Ontario? Ask me where Ontario is. Ask me right now.
Well, first off, it's Manitoba.
That's what I said. I have no idea where Winnipeg is.
Winnipeg.
How many territories are in Canada?
That's,
Yeah, it's definitely in Canada.
it looks like 4 hours north of Fargo, North Dakota. Wow.
90% of Canucks live within.
Well, everybody knows it's about 6 hours east of Regina.
You want to apologize?
For
That?
it's the 6th largest city in Canada behind Calgary, friend.
If you say Regina again, Isaiah's going to have to mute the station.
No, hold on. Is it Regina?
I don't know.
I thought in Canadian you say
Regina.
Regina.
Yeah, what Regina? Is that what you
Regina?
okay? I mean
Regina?
okay.
As far as the for the benefit of the FCC, we'll go with Regina before we get pinged.
Regina is in Saskatchewan.
There you go.
For future reference.
Yeah.
If this comes up
Yeah.
again.
If you're trying to score here in
Yeah.
Winnipeg, just make a left at Regina. That's what you said?
Yep.
Yeah, Colorado Avalanche have also forced a game 7.
It's Regina also.
I doubt it.
I also don't know.
Just looked it up. Got Reg. And then
All right, from the texter. Regina. Okay, there you have it.
Told you.
Facts. Also, the Jets are kind of a weird
Hey.
story. Yep.
I was correct.
About
Only says the Google. Obviously, the name is Regina. Nah.
the Jets used to be a team.
I'm
Then
a man of culture,
you are?
especially when it comes to
You don't know anything about hockey, though.
syrup-based countries. I like all their other sports.
If I were to, this is real. You could tell me you know 1,000 facts about Canada.
Okay.
I could ask you for 10.
4
You wouldn't be able to give me one.
top.
If I were to be like, Van, what year did Canada institute its constitution? You'd go earlier.
Yeah.
Like what?
After America, you losers.
Yeah, don't you know? Like, you just like the accent.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Houston lost last night. We'll talk about that when we get back. 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610 day Sports Channel.
This report is
back to 2 men on. But the Golden State Warriors murked Houston last night. Somebody laugh. Somebody laugh at that. That's very topical.
Fred learned a new word, and I'm so happy for him.
I always just say the same thing. I always just say, they're faded. That's what I always say. But I don't.
Is that what you do?
I do say that.
Okay.
Yeah, the nonsense has already started. Oh, if Steph gets another Finals MVP, he's in the GOAT conversation.
No, that's true.
No, he's not.
Why? Because he beats Houston Rockets every single year on the way to the championship.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Houston's not ready.
15, 16, 18, 19, 20, whatever this is, 5.
Rockets just aren't ready for prime time yet. They're too young and dumb.
What are you going on about?
The Rockets
No.
had an incredible season.
James Harden's trash.
They're just, I'm sorry, whom?
Is that what I'm thinking of?
James Harden of the Los Angeles Clippers.
Not James Harden. What's the other guy's name? The guy you like, the bully.
Dylan Brooks.
Yeah, he's trash.
He is trash. As a,
Take your time.
Yep.
Hey, yeah, I know.
Excuse me.
Hey, that's what was you trying to lie.
He's a garbage person as a human and basketball player.
Also, James,
I do not care for him.
unrelated, James Harden also trash, but that's for a different segment.
Another game 7 loss
Yes,
by
he
got-
a Rocket.
Hey, he don't win.
Yeah, he got murked by a
Thank
Clippers
you.
reporter.
Thank you. I now murk all the time.
Mhm.
I'm actually my new nickname, Murky Boy.
Is that? Oh, okay.
BOI.
ABD's like, okay, taking that down. Murks all the time, he says.
Mm,
I'm like Merc.
okay. You
Beyonce.
Mercules.
Mercantile.
Mm-hmm. The Incredible Merc.
Murky Christmas.
What's your favorite snack? Merc chocolate.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite mythical creature?
What's your favorite dance move? The Merc.
What is that one?
Merc it out. It rhymes with twerk.
Okay, yeah.
Mhm.
Put that thing down, merc it in reverse.
Yeah. I'm sure I'm in the thing dang market.
I don't actually know enough about the word to incorporate it better into other jokes,
Okay.
but I'm really trying.
Remember
Oh, God,
remember
here
the
we
rise
go.
of
Hey,
like
history
owned
lesson.
or
Remember
pwned?
the Merkins?
Remember pwned?
Pwned?
When people were like, oh, you just got pwned.
All right,
Owned.
no, I don't, but I'm looking it up.
That was a-
POWN.
That's
It's just PWNED.
that's Merc.
That's an online thing.
It's
That's a video game dork thing.
shots fired.
Yeah.
Okay,
And hit.
so it looks here that pwned was invented because nerds like Isaiah
Mhm.
on their computer would accidentally hit the P instead of the O when typing owned.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how pwned was created.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I actually didn't know that.
Also, I'm kind of guessing.
But you guys weren't through the Modern Warfare 2 era, the good old days of. That's when pwned really took flight.
Well,
I haven't played a video game since Grand Theft Auto 5, and I won't play another one until Grand Theft Auto 6.
Well, fun fact, like same Grand Theft Auto 5 has been out for about 12 years.
came out in 2013.
Mm-hmm. So
I've played Nintendo Wii with children. That's the only video games I've played. No offense to gamers.
If you take out with children from that sentence, it's weird. And if you take out Nintendo Wii from that sentence, it's also
It's
weird.
way worse.
Yeah, that's like the only
Yeah.
way to say that sentence.
It's incredibly worse. What are you talking about?
I've got some NBA breaking news.
Oh, hold on. Let me hit the NBA breaking news noise. NBA breaking news alert. NBA breaking news alert.
This is from the man himself, LeBron James.
LeBron James.
Unfortunately, because of my knee injury I sustained at the end of the season,
Mhm.
I won't be able to attend the Met Gala in New York tonight, as so many people have been asking and congratulating me on. Hate to miss an historical event. My beautiful, powerful queen will be there holding down the castle, as she always has done. And so, yes, LeBron James has been downgraded to out
Now, who
No.
is his queen? Pharrell
for the Met
Williams.
Gala. I believe Pharrell would be a king if it was Pharrell, unless that's a
It's got to be
unisex name.
Zendaya then. It's got to be Zendaya.
That
Also,
would be Savannah, his wife.
he
Oh.
only has the ability to attend this year because they were rudely bounced out of the playoffs
Mhm.
by the Minnesota Timberwolves.
He may still been there, right? Because the Warriors just won yesterday, so he hit the day off.
If he has shown up, which he obviously didn't because he's cowardly, he should have showed up in his Ken doll outfit. That would have been the only way to show up.
Now Savannah can wear it.
Now, oh, I'm back in.
It'd be sweet.
And then make her a doll.
Hey, we forgot to order the Terminators. Isaiah, will you write that down? We need to order some Nike Terminators.
That's old news.
Wait, oh, we're past that?
Miss me.
All right. We just get busy sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't have discretionary income, but I do have bit income. Or if it's like for a bit, I'll run it. I think LeBron James is on the forefront of like fashion, black fashion specifically.
Oh, you almost bought his shoes. So it's kind of cross-cultural.
That's a good point.
Yeah. You almost bought all of us shoes.
I don't know.
Very cross-cultural.
I don't own a single pair of LeBron anythings, like sneakers.
Mm-mm.
Does he have
No.
cool ones?
He's got very, very good basketball shoes, and he's got
There's
some
some-
shoes.
They're a little too modern, most of them, but there's a few that are sweet. Those 2 years where he was doing like the fabric fly knit, those were sweet.
Yeah,
I like those a lot.
There's a year I got some LeBrons, and I'll never forget, like on the shoe box, when you slide the box open, there was
What is that noise?
so in the box
It's the act of murking.
there was like the young LeBron, because this was in like 2010.
LeBron 20s slap.
They weren't 20s, but on the box it was like a picture of him doing a tomahawk dunk, and the box is maybe the coolest shoe box I've ever had, still to this day. And
All right, LeBron 1s and LeBron 20s.
Did you go 1 through 20?
1 through 21. There's 21 of them now.
You only like 2? It's wild. He's got a lot of custom. He's got ridiculous amounts of custom stuff. He won't be as big as Jordan with the shoes, but that's one reason why he's not going anywhere, because he's very, very big on basketball shoes. It wouldn't shock me if he went and started like a dress shoe line and then a shoe line for like all types of different occasions.
The problem is his shoes are like uniquely basketball shoes.
Yeah.
Jordan's, it's like the bridge in between basketball and streetwear.
Yeah. I
The
think
bronze are just basketball shoes.
You can't skate in these.
I think
Not
he's
with
gonna
that
try,
attitude.
I think he's gonna try and make that switch. I'm surprised with all there's even a point where I guess Jerry Jones actually wrote him a contract during the lockout. But I'm
For
surprised
shoes?
no to be a tight end for to
Oh,
come to the
good.
Cowboys.
No, you got worked. Sorry.
Yeah, he would have gotten worked, I agree.
Oh,
But
God.
I'm surprised. Like, there's Jordan football cleats. I had a pair, by far my dopest pair of football cleats.
Well, the best batting
Okay.
gloves are Michael
the,
Jordan.
The fly knit 15s and 16s are dope.
He's got a lot of different styles. I find it hard to believe he's only got 21 shoes.
well, I
Well,
think
different incantations and colorways every year, but
But like the base is only
I-
I mean, just the one new shoe a year.
I'm going with signature shoes, the LeBron whatever number. Like there could be inspired ones. I'm not counting those.
like, I bet there's a pair called the Bugs Bunnies or something. Like, you know, I guess
Hey.
every basketball player's got a shoe.
The-
called-
Those bug.
Last year's the La Raspberry Lemonade. Those are cool.
The kind you get at the secondhand store.
Those-
2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal. Sean Decker joins us at the top of the hour. He's the president of Rev Entertainment, talking about the new hockey team coming to town. I'm going to host that press conference tomorrow. That'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
ECHL.
It's a good acronym.
Extremely cool hockey league.
Mm-hmm. That's what it means.
I think that's what it means.
It's 100% what it means.
I know what I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if what we said is correct, but if that's not the branding, they should consider adopting it.
Alternate. Every team has alternate jerseys. There should be alternate league names.
Every team has alternate jerseys. Yes, I subscribe to that.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna be a lot of fun though. News will come from the press conference tomorrow. We're excited to give it to you. So my weekend, Van, of Kentucky Derby, NHL hockey, NBA, marking weekend. As good of a sports weekend, I think, since
the American way.
Yeah. I think the last time there was a sports weekend this good was the opening weekend of baseball. So it's been a little bit.
That's untouchable every year. Besides opening day of baseball.
Super Bowl?
Close.
I was gonna say WrestleMania, but that was very recent, and it would have murked my point.
Recency bias.
Yeah. I think until the playoffs are over, which is the way the NBA and the NHL is, it's another 2 months because that's how long.
So long. Yeah. It's only been one round of each. There is so much more to go.
There's so much more to go. Sean Decker joins us after the break. We're going to talk hockey returning to the city of Rio Rancho and the state of New Mexico. It's 2 Men on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Welcome back to Two Men On. Tomorrow, we're formally introducing the new ECHL hockey team at the Rio Rancho Event Center. And who better to do that with us than president of Rev Entertainment, who's helping bring professional hockey back to New Mexico. Sean Decker joins us on the program. Sean, welcome.
Thanks, guys. Great to be with you.
Excited to have you here. Excited to have not just you, but your team beside you. The official sports and entertainment partner of the Texas Rangers is now here in New Mexico, is at the Rio Rancho Event Center, and is bringing professional hockey back to New Mexico. Tell us, friend, not just how excited you are, but how excited you are for what's going to come.
Gosh, not only am I fired up that it's happening, I'm like, it feels like I've been waiting an eternity to be able to talk about it publicly. So I know you guys had Indy on with you guys on Friday.
Yep.
We got to meet Indy more than a year ago, and have been in meetings with the city and the local community about making this a reality, working with the ECHL, and the idea that professional hockey is coming back to this area of the country for the first time in more than a decade, specifically to Rio Rancho, is we're over the moon about it.
You know, there's teams all over the country.
Mm-hmm.
What's going to make the New Mexico experience, the New Mexico addition to the league, that much more special?
Well, I think that no matter where, we're fortunate to have teams all over the country in different sports. But the reality about our business is in sports entertainment, these teams are hyper local. And so it doesn't matter whether it's our team in the Chicago area or teams in Texas. This team has to feel authentically local and matter a lot. It doesn't matter whether we're playing teams from the East Coast or from the mountain region of our league. It's got to be an authentic local experience. And what we like to say is that we throw a great party and a hockey game may break out. And so for the local folks, for that to us is what's exciting, is to drive people from the marketplace here to get things that feel and look a lot like home, but do it in a grand way that make people excited to come more than one time, because every time they come, they can get a different experience, both with a hockey team that's incredibly exciting to watch play the game, and a ton of promotions and excitement around the facility that make you come regardless of whether you're a diehard hockey fan or it's your first game.
I'm so very fortunate, and you too, Van. We have such a rich relationship at the Rio Rancho Event Center.
Sure.
My time in pro wrestling here in town, where we've put thousands of people out there at the venue. It's the best venue in the state, and it's a unique sports experience. Talk to us about what it's going to be like when 6,000 excited hockey fans get to see the return to professional hockey for the first time in years here in New Mexico at the Event Center.
No question. The place is going to rock. Crazy for us. That arena is, as you guys know, a world-class facility.
Yep.
And it's almost a carbon copy of a facility for a team we used to own in the league as well. Similar facilities were built, I think, in 6 different cities in the U.S. And down to our offices are in the exact same location in the Rio Rancho arena that they were the other place. So from our very first visit, the arena has felt incredibly familiar. The staff that runs it at Oakview Group have been our partners in different endeavors around the country. They're world-class at operating it, as you guys have seen with everything that they've booked through in the last handful of years here. So I think, the one thing neat about the arena is, as you guys know, with 6,000 seats, it sounds like it's big, but there's not a bad seat in the house. And everybody says that about their venue. But when you get there, whether you're in the first row or the back row, you feel like you're right on top of the action. And we couldn't be more excited to play there.
Can you talk a little bit about the foundation and humble beginnings and growth of the ECHL? 5 teams all the way up to 31. That's quite impressive what we've seen out of you guys.
Yeah, listen, I would say I don't get any credit for the growth of it. Where Rev is a newcomer to the league, but I'm excited. The commissioner of the ECHL, Ryan Creelan, will be on site tomorrow for the announcement. He gets in later tonight, and I'm excited to see him. Him and the owners and the teams in this league have made it the league in professional hockey that feeds to the AHL and the NHL. Part of the reason we invested in it, and we have multiple times now, is the fact that it's a mature league. A lot of times these minor leagues can have a startup feel, and you're not sure which cities are here to stay and which ones are coming and going. These folks are in it. Owners have made major investments in the league. The facilities, I was just in Boise, which we'll play in the same league with 2 weeks ago, to see the way they do it. I think they've sold out like 70 consecutive games there. So we've got great teams. We've got great owners. And frankly, the league is just about tapped out. We've got 31 teams. I'm pretty sure we'll have 32 here. There's only 32 NHL teams. And so the league's at capacity, which is really rare. It's a tremendous league. Over 700 players from the ECHL have gone on to play in the NHL. So when you think about the impact, you're not just coming out to see, some average play, or this isn't an adult men's league in that sense. This is a real deal and really high quality sports that we're talking.
Sean Decker is with us. He's the president of Rev Entertainment. They are bringing hockey back to New Mexico. Right now, it's the New Mexico Pro Hockey Club. Now, Isaiah, can you confirm that no one is currently listening and it is safe for Sean to tell us the name of the team? Can you do that? Can you confirm that?
I cannot confirm that.
Dang it. Sean, how are we getting a name for this team?
Oh, man, we are so pumped, and we hope we get an overwhelming response. I've already seen some. Admittedly, I told some of our other owners today, I don't get on and track it every day. You'll drive yourself crazy with that. So I'll get a report every week. But we've got a Name the Team contest on the website, and we cannot wait to get people to go out there and submit different names and concepts for the team. The only thing I can promise is we will not be the New Mexico Hockey Club. That is a temporary name while we let the community weigh in on what they would like to see. And then the fun starts for us as we get the names in and we start to work with it to come up with a great logo, find gear and put it on shirts and hats and hoodies and all the different things that to make a logo that the local community is proud to wear and get excited to come out and root on their team.
I mean, if you want to submit your favorite team name, nmprohockey.com. You could also find the link echl.com. How are you going to pick the team name? Is there going to be a finalist? Is there going to be a runaway vote? Like, how are we going to do this?
You know what? I would love to tell you that there's a perfect science. No question. When you get, if everybody comes with the same name, which won't happen, or there's an overwhelming favorite, that makes it pretty hard to deny. I think there's not a perfect algorithm for sure, but you look at fan sentiment, what gets the most motivation, then you start working on what you can trademark and all the legalities that come with this. Is there already similar names in the league? Then you start playing with different logos and concepts. Our marketing team will work in overdrive and try to take in all the factors from the name to the colors to the logos and try to find us the best setup that we can to create a really great mark that'll stand the test of the time in the community.
President of Rev Entertainment, Sean Decker, is with us. We're talking about the new hockey team. I know you know the history here, but for the friends of the show that may not, the Scorpions was played in the CHL. They were here 06 to 09. That's before my time here in town. And the New Mexico Mustangs van, they played in the NAHL. That was 2010 to 2012. So the venue is prime. But Sean, what you may not know is that bedpost community that was Rio Rancho has just grown exponentially since 2012. There are more people around the venue than ever. Talk to us about why that excites hockey coming to town, the number of individuals in the 160,000 Rio Rancho community and the surrounding 1 million of Santa Fe through Albuquerque.
Yeah, it's my favorite question. It was the city's first question when we came to town. It was the first thing we researched. People said, we tried hockey here. What's changed in the last decade that makes this the right time and the right place? And a lot of the factors that you just mentioned, right? I think when we first started looking at this, I remember the stats saying that in 2026 that Rio Rancho would be the second largest city in New Mexico. I haven't checked up long enough to know if that's actually going to happen in the next 12 months, but I know it's awfully close.
Already there.
You think about that. Sorry, go ahead.
It's already there. You're already in the mix.
Yeah, there we go. So we've got that. Then you start to think about I know for the folks in Albuquerque that going to the event center seemed like a hall when they first built it. And there was some folks that felt that way. I haven't heard that sentiment from anybody since we've been coming to the market over the last year plus. They've gotten used to coming to this world-class facility to see incredible events. So people have seen the gap close in distance. For those of us that live around the country and have different commutes, we recognize right away that it's really easy to get to. It's a world-class experience. And you mentioned the leagues they played in, and there's no slight to those leagues, but this is the highest level of hockey that's ever been in the market. And so you add all those things together, you add together the fact that we do have to be really thoughtful in all the different things that we do to promote it, to make it a quality fan experience. And we think it's a perfect recipe to have a great success there, or here, I should say.
Let's go back to Rev a little bit. You know, you do multiple sports, multiple different entertainment venues. What's a common denominator across all sports platforms that Rev is able to translate to the sports fan?
Yeah, I think the one thing that resonates across all things is people want a quality entertainment at a good value. That transcends every marketplace and everything. And then the other thing that I think is can be overlooked or undervalued at times that we put a premium on is people don't just care about the end result. They care about how you get there and how you do business. And so for us, when you talk about hockey, and whether it's hockey or our front office, whether we talk about the culture of the people that work within our teams, don't get me wrong, winning is incredibly important. We're going to be incredibly adamant on creating a team that competes with passion and plays at a really high level. But how they play is important to us, is equally as important to us. And how we program, how we treat our fans, and how we keep them coming back. No matter where we go, those two things seem to resonate most. You have to impact the community. You have to do it in a thoughtful way, and you have to do it at a great value.
26-27 is the inaugural season for the new hockey club here in New Mexico. But what does that mean? Is that January 1st, 2026? Is that December 31st, 2026? Like, kind of give the friends of the show an idea, Sean, of when the puck will drop here in New Mexico.
Yeah, so our first home regular season game will be October of 2026. So for us, it feels like an eternity. Usually in sports, you buy a team and you got to start in 3 weeks or something. But what's exciting about that for us, this being an expansion franchise, we'll introduce our general manager tomorrow, Jared Johnson. Jared and his wife are moving to the market in a couple of weeks. They'll be here. We'll be hiring full-time staff, then working into the hockey operations and all of that. So we will be permanently in the market now from May of 2025 until the end of time, as far as I'm concerned, with a quality club that engages in the market. And just because we don't start skating formally in the regular season until October of next year, I expect that you'll see our team in and around the marketplace at everywhere they should be. And frankly, that's just about everything we can be.
You mentioned earlier 700 plus from the ECHL to the NHL level. Where do those players come from? Are we going to be able to, as New Mexicans and as fans of hockey, are we going to be able to identify with the individuals, or is it a forever rotating roster on this feeder franchise?
Well, listen, the reality of our sport is our best players generally are going to get opportunities to go play at a higher level. And so that is something we should aspire to, is to have stars in the market that go on to do tremendous things in both the AHL and the NHL. So that's a reality. That doesn't mean that we won't have folks that stay here for a long time. I would tell the marketplace the most exciting thing about this team from a hockey standpoint is you don't have to listen to me talk about hockey. We're excited that we signed the Dallas Stars and their prowess in the NHL. Sadly, their president was going to be with us tomorrow for the press event, but fortunately for him, they'll be in Winnipeg getting ready for game one of the Stanley Cup Finals in the second round. And so they won't be here. But the Stars, we've hired them to be a consultant to us, to guide us on everything from making sure our players have the right equipment to making sure the facilities we practice and play in have all the right tools in the locker rooms, and to also advise on our staff, our coaches, our players, our athletic trainers, and then lastly on our affiliation. So we didn't just bring in anybody off the street to oversee hockey. We brought in an NHL team that's going to help advise us in every way to be the best team we can in every facet.
So how inundated in New Mexico culture all year are already? It's a little cliche, but quote, we do things a little different here. What are the boots on the ground here telling you about the vibes here in Albuquerque and the surrounding areas?
Yeah, well, let me first start by saying, like, I'm not going to be the idiot that tells you I'm an expert on, frankly, for you guys on anything. That's the beauty of my job. We do so much. So I'm not an expert on the market. I can tell you this. We have not met somebody that wasn't incredibly like arms wide open and welcoming. But I'll be honest with you, we've had to be so quiet about this as we did our diligence, and the city and the community did their diligence on us to give us the opportunity to come here. That the honest answer, and probably a nothing answer, is I got a lot more to learn to get there. But everybody we've had the opportunity to talk to has been unbelievable, and we can't wait to learn and more and have a team that do have their boots on the ground every day here.
I'm hosting the press conference tomorrow at the Rio Rancho Event Center, and it is at 11 a.m. Obviously, the entire cluster is going to be there in full force to spread the word on the New Mexico Pro Hockey Club that was announced last week as an ECHL expansion member. Sean, give us your final thoughts before we cut you loose on how excited you are to begin play in the 26-27 season over at the Rio Rancho Event Center.
Gosh, so excited. Cannot wait. I mean, this is when the work really starts. So it's our job to get into the community, get folks excited about it. I cannot wait to see 6,000 strong next October. We got a lot of work to do to get there. We're going to work incredibly hard to be a club and an organization that the community is fired up to support. And we look forward to having a lot of new friends here in Rio Rancho and all around New Mexico come out and see a great brand of hockey and a great brand of entertainment.
Sean Decker, he's a dude, and now he's your dude as it relates to the world of professional hockey here in New Mexico. We'll give out his personal cell phone after he hangs up. So this is nice.
Yeah, thank you for that. Thank you for that.
Sean, you're the man, brother. Thank you.
Have a great day, guys. See you all tomorrow. Can't wait.
Cheers. Appreciate you.
He was very nice. I like that. When we get back from the break, well, we're not just doing it here in New Mexico. New Mexico's doing it in Mexico as well. We'll tell you what that means when we get back. It's 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610. Day Sports Animal.
Hey,
Welcome back to Two Men On. Welcome back to the studio. Big thank you to Sean Decker, who just joined us talking about the new hockey. We are very excited about the new hockey. Joel Levino is joining us. He is the Albuquerque Aardvarks. He is rugby, and they were a big part of the reopening of Phil Chacon Park over the weekend.
Yes, indeed.
Is that the official name?
I don't know what it's. I don't know its government name.
Okay, here we go. Joel's here.
So you're telling me it's Aardvark Park now.
Is that what it is?
Aardvark Park.
That's a good one.
I love it.
So what's up? You guys played rugby?
Do we play rugby?
Yeah, is that what you did out there?
Yeah, we did some rugby. We did some two-hand touch rugby.
Was Tim Keller there? You whoop up on him?
You know what?
Coward.
Little fun fact about Tim Keller.
All right.
He actually played rugby
That's true at Notre Dame.
in Notre Dame. He was a fly half.
Oh, all right. Hold on, Van.
No, hold on.
What, are we talking about fishing?
All
now?
right.
He was the number 10 fly half.
What is that? Are we talking
Well,
about
in rugby,
Messi?
your number is your position.
All right, hold. That is news. Tim, breaking rugby news alert. Breaking rugby news alert.
Jose, wake up. Play the little sound. Whatever.
Hey.
You just did it.
Okay, good.
Yep, you just did it.
Isaiah don't know anything about rugby. Isaiah would probably be good at rugby too, but he don't know.
Yeah, he's too worried about bulking up. He's trying. He used to be built for go, but now
He's
it's just
not
all
fast.
show.
He's
It's all
very
show
slow.
now. It's all show.
Are you fast, Isaiah?
I am a very, I'm a lot faster than you would think I was.
I believe that because I don't think you're fast.
Solid. I ran a 4.740 at one point in my life.
I don't know if that's good. Google.
Dang.
Is that good?
For
Big
Yeah,
boy.
like I was
20
6'4",
meters?
6'4", 250, 4.7. That's pretty
You were
solid.
not.
Wait, how many meters though?
40. How many meters?
Yeah.
Is 40 yards.
Oh, okay. Oh, yards.
Here we go.
Here's Joel knows the metric
Yeah.
system.
Joel
Ooh.
Joel goes to Mexico
Okay.
one time as the ambassador of New Mexico to
Yeah.
combat Trump trade tariffs.
You know there's some truth to that.
36 meters is 40 yards.
Okay. Yeah.
So Joel also plays apparently for the you play for the Mexico National Rugby. Is this correct?
I represent Mexico playing rugby. Yes.
You're not even Mexican.
You know what's great? My
Oh.
dad is. He did all the heavy lifting for me.
So this is a shoot story.
Yeah.
So you went down to Mexico with a official like peace treaty from the state of New Mexico for the president of Mexico to start a trade.
No. So do you really want?
Yes.
I don't know. I actually don't know how much I can tell, but I have a cousin who works for the Secretary of Economics for the president of Mexico,
Okay.
in the cabinet. And so I just reached out to New Mexico and I was like, hey, I'm going
To
down.
Mexico or New
And
Mexico?
I reached out to the New Mexico
Okay.
that I'm going to Old Mexico.
Got it. All right. Good
And
job.
I said, hey, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just letting you know I'm going. If you want me to like send a message or something, let me know.
Have boots. We'll travel.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm going to the store. You need something? That's
Hey.
what Joel did.
Hey, I'm
Yeah.
thinking about stopping in Mexico City if you guys need me to just heads up anyone on anything. So they gave you what? Like a letter? You're
They
like an
gave
ambassador?
the state of New Mexico, specifically Department of Tourism,
Okay.
gave me a letter to give to my relative that is in Mexico. And so I did that, and then they hit it off. They're getting along just great. So that everything else is above my pay grade. Because I'm not getting paid anything.
So you're saying New Mexico and Mexico are
New Mexico.
better.
Hold on, New Mexico and Old Mexico.
Thank you.
Have a direct line now.
Because
what
of
did you bring back with you? Fentanyl and crime?
A few wives. Few wives. No, just one.
legacy.
Yeah.
Did you or did you not meet the president of Mexico?
I did not meet the president of Mexico, but I met someone that knows the president of Mexico.
Okay, got it.
Ooh.
And they know you exist.
I don't know that part.
All right.
They do have the letter though.
What do the letters say? Please come to New Mexico.
It said, shared culture. We used to be part of your country, but now we're not. But we can be friends. Pretty much what it says.
That's nice.
Remember when they moved the border?
Yeah,
I used to be you.
we were the same.
So yeah, it's I didn't know this before, but Guadalajara is the sister city for Albuquerque.
See, I feel like we all knew that.
I didn't know that.
That's like a
You're more Mexican than me now. You knew that, and I didn't.
that's common knowledge.
Yeah. Tequila country, Jalisco. So
That second word I didn't know, but yes, on tequila.
you know tequila. You know that word.
Well, we're having here because it's Cinco de Mayo
That's-
today.
I didn't even.
Fred's-
I
Fred's
really.
favorite song.
Is that what I am? Am I a token? Am I a peso to you?
You're the only guy we knew who'd been to Mexico recently. We didn't know
Yeah.
who else do we call.
It's great down there right now. They're having a blast.
Well, today they are.
Yeah. No, they don't celebrate Cinco de Mayo there.
That's very confusing
It's
to me.
16 de septiembre, Fred.
That's for the holiday that spans 2 months. August 15th to September.
Are you talking about?
That's
Are you talking about
country
winter?
again. That's this country again.
I'm really trying to relate
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
So you go down to Mexico.
I'm going down to Mexico.
You play for the Mexico national rugby team.
Well, are you asking? These are two different questions now.
Okay.
I went down to Mexico because I'm part of the Albuquerque Aardvark Rugby Club,
That is correct.
and I said, "Hey guys, there's a big tournament going on during the biggest fair in Mexico, or
Which is called
La Feria de San Marcos,
the Fair of Saint
Saint
Martin.
Mark."
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness, dude.
Yeah.
That's impressive. He's basically fluent now.
Hey, circus and bread. That's what I always say.
He's got the Google Translate in front of him right now.
You can do it on your
Same-
AirPods.
It's the same word.
So it's like 8 million people go to this fair in the span of 3 weeks.
Not at the same time.
I said in the span of 3 weeks.
Thank you.
Mostly weekends, probably.
And the Maroon 5 was there when I was there.
I don't think you pronounced it the correct way.
Maroon 5
Thank you.
estaba allí. Pitbull was there. The Scorpions.
Oh, there were a lot of pit bulls there.
Yeah,
For sure.
No, that's Chihuahuas and the little
Nice.
white dogs. So yeah, it was. So I said to the Aardvarks, like, "Hey, do you guys want to go to Mexico?" And they're like, "Yeah, let's go." And we had an amazing sponsor. You know, shout out to Quality Inn Hotels.
Yeah, so nice.
And so we went down there and we had a blast. You can check it out on Aardvark Rugby Instagram. And we're a club, so we have guys that are brand new, 19. We have guys that played international, guys that have played pro. So if anyone's interested in playing rugby, come out. We'll coach you up, and whatever level you want to go to, we can house you.
So are you playing at Chacon Park now? That's what's up, Phil Chacon Park.
So Saturday we're going to have community two-hand touch at Phil Chacon Park.
What time?
10 a.m.
All right.
to noon.
You should quantify this community two-hand touch rugby.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
rugby.
Yeah. You don't just go around two-hand touching people.
Well, you can.
There
You
we
know,
go.
there's a
no,
police
you cannot.
substation. They'll keep it in.
Oh, okay. Well,
they'll keep it. You know.
So
legal.
you're suggesting that I come and play two-hand touch rugby during
No,
the
not
day?
you. You're too lanky.
I could reach you from all
Yeah,
over.
you're
across the-
it's not fair. You're a cheat code for two-hand
Now-
touch.
Is it true that all of the Aardvarks are coming to Duke City Championship Wrestling Saturday night at the historic El Rey Theater?
Everyone but me,
Yes.
because I'll be gone in Italy. So
Did you just do a humble brag? Is that what I just heard?
Dang.
no, that was not humble. I apologize if there's confusion. That was like, I am currently better than you.
So
for
now
this
it's
Saturday.
Now, as the New Mexico ambassador to the world, which we just learned
Uh-huh.
like earlier,
Definitely the rugby ambassador.
definitely the rugby ambassador.
Yeah, it was stiff competition between me and Hal, but
Not
we-
familiar
I don't know.
with
I'm
that.
not familiar with Hal.
exactly. So
Hey, and you won't be.
yeah,
Not the way things are
Not
going.
anymore.
it's very cutthroat, this rugby politics.
How are your charitable efforts going?
Charitable efforts are going good.
Yeah.
We
Who are you helping?
we're helping rugby. So we just started a nonprofit called Albuquerque Rugby Club, and we'll be raising money. More info on that for youth rugby and college kids, so like that want to go play international or pro. And we're going to help them go to identification camps. We actually have Aardvark.
Well,
that-
hold up.
No,
What?
Hey,
What year is it?
is there a better name for
Like,
this?
what are you
no,
doing?
no. Visionary in Spanish, I guess it's like visionary camp.
Okay.
But so we actually have a player who just trained with Olympic athletes who has aspirations to play Olympic rugby sevens, and he did pretty good.
Now, what's the nearest collegiate rugby to here?
UNM.
They have collegiate rugby.
They do.
See,
It's yeah. And
breaking
then
UNM alert.
And New Mexico Tech actually has won a few championships in the last few years.
Is this club?
They're really good.
No, it's college.
But it's not club college. It's like varsity.
Do you know what a university is?
Yeah, but they have different things.
No, it's different. It's club.
It's club.
It's club.
They're governed by the same. It is club within the school, but it's governed by an actual collegiate rugby
Yes,
governing body.
that's how club teams work. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know. I didn't go to college.
We know.
I did go to college. It was a liberal arts school. We didn't really have sports. We had a lot of fashion shows, though.
Explains a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. That's why you're going to Italy
Yeah.
with the fashion.
Yeah.
Skipping the Met tonight. Skipping the Met Gala.
Is that tonight?
Yes, everyone knows that.
I was celebrating Cinco de Mayo. I forgot.
I was over at El Pinto earlier celebrating Cinco de Mayo.
Okay, let's see where this goes.
They do it right over. If I can get a marg for $5, you're going to get a hard time for me when it's time to leave.
Mm-hmm. It was hard leaving Mexico, for that celebration. So we got second, but we celebrated like we got first. So it was a great time, though.
So you were losers.
We were the best losers
from New Mexico.
No, we it was a fun time. You should come next year.
What's the rugby scene right now in Albuquerque?
The rugby scene right now is I'll just speak for the Aardvarks.
Yeah,
it's going really well. We have a huge, on our social media, we're reaching 1.5 million people every 3 months. I always say we're New Mexico's best kept secret because internationally we're very well known for our content and just, celebrating how club rugby should be. Like you said, we got invited to the opening of Phil Chacon and we presented the mayor with a jersey. So
an Aardvark jersey?
An Aardvark jersey.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, an Aardvark jersey. And of course, we were talking with the Mexico Department of Tourism, and we have some ideas that we think they seem kind of interested in. But it's we just got to get our paperwork right, and you'll be hearing a lot more about that. So things are great. Things haven't been better.
I love this for Albuquerque. I love this for rugby. I love it for the community that so very much supports you. You guys are you back to regular play stuff now? Are you still drawing those big crowds?
We're actually in our 7th season now. So anyone that's kind of seen Alona Mar, for example, she's a 7s player. And so we're in our 7th, and we're actually going to Cancun for rugby 7s.
We should join the team.
Now, hold on.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm back in.
Yeah. So we have this effort within our club called Aztec Eagles. And so basically it's a collaboration of USA and Mexican or even Mexican American rugby players.
Oh, Eagles, US. Eagles.
Aztec Eagles. And then and so we're going down to Cancun for a 7s tournament. So if we got some track stars out there or some football players, wide receivers, safeties
that want to go to Cancun.
I mean, 7s is a foot race. Most of it's a big open field. So if you have any speed skills, definitely come out to our practice at UNM Johnson Field is 6 on Tuesday and Thursdays.
It's so fun to see.
Or reach out to Aardvark Rugby.
I've seen you guys out there, and the crowd that's just out there to like walk the track or whatever, their heads are just on you the whole time.
Yeah. Like, what are these guys doing?
These cats are crazy.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we things are. It's actually a little overwhelming. And if I may, I'm playing against the Ecuador national team. They don't have much of a rugby club, rugby national team, but the idea is we're growing rugby because the Rugby World Cup is coming to the United States in 2031 for the women and 2033 for the men. And so we like to get in on some of that for some high elevation training for when those teams come to the United States.
I like that. Joel Webno, thank you so much, brother.
Thank you. Pleasure being here.
When we get back from the break, we continue down the world of sports and sports adjacent content. It's 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610. Hey, Sports Animal.
This
Welcome back to 2 Men On. Joel 11. I was stuck around because why not?
You're not going to get rid of me. I'm not leaving.
You kind of made it seem like you were leaving.
There was that awkward touch and go moment.
For who?
He touched me, and then he thought he should probably go.
2 hands.
I was below the waist.
So I was made a liar yesterday.
Oh no!
The Pacers, which is Joel's favorite basketball team,
Too.
they beat the Cleveland Cavaliers, and I did not see that coming in Game 1 of their opening series.
Yeah, I didn't think Cleveland was going to lose for a while.
No,
They've kind of been embarrassing people.
they're cooked now. The NBA put out a thing that was like Tyrese Halliburton is the most overrated player in the history of the game. He took that personally.
And I took that personally.
You know who's not overrated is his dad.
Who's his dad?
His dad is banned from going to the games because
That part's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of music does his dad's band play?
Oh, I don't know. I think the Luther Vandross.
Sweet.
I don't believe that's accurate. I don't believe that's
Tribute
accurate.
band.
You guys watch his Buddy Hield performance last night?
6 of 7 from 3 in the first half.
It
It was just over. It was over at halftime.
9 for 11 for the game.
Dang, never forget.
That's the record. I try not to forget 3-point records.
For sure. Incredible.
The NBA is very good right now.
Well, they're letting him play now. They're like we need to get physical and run these old guys out finally. Put the old family dog down.
There's no old guys running because Steph Curry, he just like set a record for like oldest something to lead a team in points and something. He's that guy right now. 22 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists.
Did you see the Olympics?
They only
Yeah.
made 12
Did you forget
more
about that?
threes.
Nice.
Oh, he's not done.
Now, it is that time though, right? Where it's like all the new heads are in and all the old heads are on their way out.
Mhm.
And for us, like me specifically, who's been in radio forever, I don't know how to talk about the NBA without talking about Steph Curry. I don't know how to talk about the NBA without talking about Kevin Durant and loser James Harden. And
Westbrook.
that's all I've ever known. I can't be over here trying to learn about Buddy Hield.
Yeah.
Evolve or perish, Fred.
Parrish. I picked that one.
Robert Parrish.
The place where you pray.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Chief.
It's going to be
Nice.
really uncomfortable in like 20 years when we're not talking about LeBron James anymore either.
We'll be talking about
When he
Bronny,
finally retires.
Yeah, Bronny James.
highest scoring father-son duo in NBA history.
Did you hear about that?
It's true.
I didn't know that was true.
It's very true.
I would have thought the Currys were in the mix. They'll score some points.
I got a good curry mix. I'll give it to you at the commercial break.
It's like a chicken thing.
Like a recipe?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
What color sauce?
It could be anything.
It better be yellow because when it comes to curry sauces,
It's more orange.
oh,
I'm an orange guy.
you are.
Orange guy?
Yeah. Yellow reminds me of that stuff they put on your body when you're injured. The iron, what is it called?
Iodine.
Yeah. Mm.
It does kind of look like that. I don't like that.
I'm a Japanese green curry guy.
Mm.
It's good stuff.
Steph Curry has 103 wins in the playoffs. Listen to some of these other names. Kevin Durant, 101. Bill Russell, 107. Michael Jordan, 119. Magic Johnson, 128. Now here's where the list gets good. Shaquille O'Neal, 129. Kobe Bryant, 135. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 154. Now we're into the greatest of all time conversation. Tim Duncan, 157. And LeBron James, 184. 184.
Is Luau Cinder on the list?
Sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's up to interpretation.
Just depends on how culturally insensitive you are.
Hey, what does Mama call him? That's what I want to know.
Well, nothing now.
Oh, jeez.
Well, I don't know if that's
That got
true.
dark.
I would assume she's no longer. No one calls me by my government name, so I get it.
They call you the man.
It's awesome. Now, also, for a long time, the NBA only had 5-game series, and that kind of messed up some of these numbers. But you get the point I'm trying to get to here.
I remember those days. I remember.
It was better then.
You think so? Yeah.
I'm like old man slow.
Mhm.
It was recent.
It was like the 90s.
It was the 90s. It's been 20 years.
20 years?
I think the last 5-game one was 99, I think.
What?
Yeah.
Like, how many sweeps did Jordan have against these chump 8 seed teams where he could have padded those numbers?
I know against 10th seed teams, he was undefeated. That's not a real thing. I just made that part up.
No, is that a play-in joke?
It's a playing joke.
Okay. All right.
The first round was best of 5 until 2003. And the top 2 seeds also had buys until the 1984 playoffs. So there you go.
This makes sense. The last year of a 5-game series was 2002.
Yeah. So LeBron's
They
first
needed
year.
2 more games of LeBron
Yeah.
James. The more LeBron James we can give this world, the better.
Well, we have one more segment of Joel Lewebino whenever we get back. 2 minutes on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports.
This report.
Welcome back to Two Men On. During the break, so Joel's from Indiana. He's from Gary.
I am not from Gary.
He's from Gary,
Take that
Indiana.
back.
Freddie Gibbs is, though.
Yeah.
I'm not from Chicago Light.
So Joel often brings up because he's from Gary, Indiana,
Okay.
Indiana.
All right.
And Van starts telling Indiana Jones facts during the break.
Mhm.
How can you be so ignorant to every topic under the sun that's not Harrison Ford related?
Get off my plane.
For good measure. No ticket.
No tacky.
No ticky, no laundry.
There we go. I didn't know what the line was.
That's the only Harrison Ford line I know.
I wasn't even Harrison Ford.
No,
I
that's,
hate
that's
snakes.
Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson.
No, get off my plane.
That one is.
Yeah, that is.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I was 2 beats behind you. I apologize.
Get off my plane.
I think the most famous Harrison Ford line is I know.
Oh yeah, that's what I was
Yeah,
gonna say.
That's the
Yeah.
only
Yeah, I forgot he was in that movie.
he's the star of Star Wars.
I do Han Solo.
They're the same.
I know now. But after May 4th, I forgot all those facts.
Oh, you got your mind on Cinco de Mayo.
Oh yeah. You know what?
Just
I
blew
think
it right by.
I think I'm gonna have a margarita tonight.
Yeah.
Had a couple before it came.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, we could tell, dude.
Jealous.
I'm envious. Jealous would mean that it's mine. Envious would mean that I want what you have.
Say that again.
Jealous? No, I'm not going to say it.
Where did you learn English? The Old Testament?
Well, I learned it second behind Spanish. And then
Hey.
I forgot all my Spanish. But to my defense, I still speak Spanish like a 3-year-old. So
Okay.
What part of Gary
Same.
is heavily?
Igualmente.
You're growing up in Gary, Indiana,
all right, let's go. Let's go here.
the home of your hero, Michael Jackson.
The greatest music artist of all time
Yeah,
in
and
the world is from Indiana. It's the second greatest music artist
okay,
of all time is from Indiana, Axl Rose.
a lot of ways you could have gone with
Taking
that.
some liberties there, I believe.
I go John Mellencamp. We can go there. You know,
I would say John Cougar.
JC.
yeah. Larry Bird.
The musician.
Freddie Gibbs is better than Michael Jackson. The pride of Indiana.
Mike
Mm.
Pence.
Mike Pence, none the richer.
Ooh,
And bringing it.
Joel, you did good today. We're a little surprised.
Well, I couldn't rely on you guys anymore.
Nice.
I've been listening, and I was like, you know what? Sometimes you got to just step up.
Enjoy Italy.
Enjoy Halliburton.
If they pick a pope while you're there, will you call the show?
Ooh,
Oh, I'll live stream it.
That's
Give me your login. I will live stream the smoke when it comes out the chimney or whatever they do.
Isaiah. What is the? You've been to Italy a bunch of times.
Yes.
Give Joel one pickup line real quick.
Ciao Bella.
There you go.
That's all you need to know is ciao Bella. And whenever someone gives you food, say buonissimo.
Buonissimo.
Buonissimo. So it's like buono,
Like I've been practicing.
buonissimo.
Un cappuccino, sin latte, per favore.
Yeah, and if you go over there and you try to get a drink before 11, they're going to look at you like you're crazy, but then they'll realize that you're from America and they'll be just fine.
You know what? I'm gonna just tell them this isn't Italian. If it's a tomato, it's not Italian because tomatoes come from Central America.
That's where we're going.
And the last thing,
the whole
Joel,
time I'm there.
the last thing, Joel, do not ask for chicken Alfredo. That does not exist in Europe. That is completely created here in
It's a
America.
pro tip.
That is my chicken Alfredo is the name of my uncle, actually. So
Gary's got weird humor.
I got one for you.
Yeah.
Hey, baby. Are you cheap olive oil? Because I'd like to unvirgin you.
whoa, okay.
Is that a good one?
I think if you
Is that a
say
good
that, they won't know. Yeah, I'll go for it. I'll live stream it.
Okay. Well, you want me to ask for you?
Yeah.
2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610.
Thank you so
Hey,
much.
sports animal.
producer Isaiah Johnson on 95.9 FM and AM 610, The Sports Animal.
It's time to rock. It's time to rock. Hey, yo, the party don't stop. It's time to rock. It's time to rock. It's time to rock. Hey, yo, we take it to the top. It's time to rock. It's time to rock. It's time to rock. We go hard in the block. It's time to rock. It's time to rock. It's time to rock. Yeah.
Welcome back to 2 Men On. We're in studio. It's our 3-hour Monday show, which we enjoy so very much. We're off tomorrow. ISOS baseball starts early. 3 hours on Wednesday. Where are we at on Wednesday, man?
Wednesday, a special Taco Tuesday at Rio Bravo Brewing.
Let's go until 7. Isaiah Johnson will be joining me after that because he's promised.
Correct.
You want to elaborate or?
Well,
no?
promise is a strong word.
Okay.
Yeah, very
interesting.
Promise is a strong word.
Thursday.
Yeah, no, I met a nice little fella at the Define Fitness.
All right. Sounds kind of sus.
Ooh.
Keep going.
Well, yeah, it does at first, but I met him because this other guy who's a retired firefighter called me over. He was like, "Hey, I got a friend, and he's got like a master's, and he's got a bachelor's in sports therapy and all these different things and sports management.
Gonna heal you.
Yeah, and he's trying to find some work.
Oh,
And he's got pretty much all the certifications I can imagine someone would want a guy looking for work to have.
and you think because I'm hosting the press conference for the new hockey team, I might be the plug.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so
I feel
we'll
like you might have
okay.
some strings to pull. So I said, I
We'll
know
see.
a guy. All right, let me. I don't want to sell him short.
Isaiah's gonna help a friend.
To be the bachelor's in exercise science, and then he's got a master's in sports management.
Oh,
and then
okay.
he's physical therapist
Listen,
certification, nutrition certification.
Van and I have also met
What
hot
is
dudes
this?
at the gym. Like we
Beat me
get
to it, dude. Ah.
Van, we don't not like the way we used to. Van and I used to start every single day together at the YMCA. We're not as good as we used to be
Mhm.
because Van has gotten older and lazy.
None of this is true, except for the older part.
But when we would go regularly to the Y, and when we were going to sports and wellness, when I was running sports and wellness,
Mhm.
Those two.
Accounta Bros. There was a lot of Accounta Bros there.
A bunch of Jimothy's.
Yeah, nice.
Mhm.
And they would just follow us around. It was so lame. We're just telling jokes the whole time, and they're, "Hey, you guys going to the sauna today?" Yeah, man, we go to the sauna every day. You already know that.
My pet peeve is when I'm sitting there with my headphones on, and then someone will walk and like stand in front of the machine I'm using, and like I can tell by the look on their face, like it'll be like a smile, like they want to say something. But it's like, okay, so now I gotta take my headphones off. So now I have to rack the weight and then take my headphones off. Hear a middle of the road joke, right?
Nice.
You're pushing a lot of weight there. Yep. And then they walk on about their day, and now my whole set's ruined. And now because I've laughed, now I can no longer lift as much weight as I want to lift because I'm no longer angry.
Wait, why were you angry? Where did that part of the story come from?
You gotta. There's a angry lift. There's a lifter's angry. Then there's an actual angry. There's two different angries. Like you can be in a great mood, but be like internally like enraged to lift. It's like a on and off switch.
I don't know if that's rage.
It is the problem. That's why, to be honest here, actually a true statement. The issue with a lot of these NFL players and NBA players and why they
Too comfortable.
they
too
can't
happy.
they can't. Well, no, they can't turn it off, and that's why a lot of these domestic stuff that happens. These guys don't know how to turn that rage mode off. They don't know how to turn that competitive. Oh, I'm mad at everything. I'm gonna punch a hole in the wall mindset off. And you turn it on for a football game, and then you can't turn it off after the football game. Now no one wants to be around you. So I made sure I mastered the ability to turn it off and on.
I think you're referring to intensity.
Yeah.
Not rage.
Well, there's intensity is the level before rage. And then if you can hit that rage mode though, then that's when you're
That's Incredible Hulk stuff. That's rage is uncontrollable anger.
If you can
Yeah.
get there.
All right. I
and
think
controlled rage.
what is build up? Is build up part of this? Because I think that's first.
Build up starts in the meetings. Build up starts in the meetings. All right. So your football meetings, you're starting to build up.
Okay.
Yeah.
and you're envisioning things.
When
a
does it
little bit.
escalate to spark?
It sparks after your position meeting, because that's
Okay.
usually the last meeting before you're set free into the locker room.
Now, does the meeting trigger the? All right, hold on. So, all right, so there's build up. I'm writing this down. Build up. Now, is there a trigger, or does it go straight to spark?
The trigger depend. You can create one if you want,
Okay.
or you can.
And what is that? That's like looking at a picture of your ex-girlfriend or something?
Can be. For me, my trigger mentally would be, I would imagine just getting like smoked, like, or murked. I'd imagine getting
Okay,
murked
yeah,
and the crowd going, ooh.
Good callback. You're getting better at radio.
Thank you.
All right. So
I'd imagine the crowd going, ooh, and just the worst case scenario.
the home crowd or the away crowd?
Either or, wherever we're playing.
All right. So, all right. So, all right. Build up and then trigger. And then did we say spark was after that? Because that sparks that? When did we? So, did we go straight past escalation or are we into crises?
Escalation is when the coach says, all right, you guys got 45 minutes to get dressed. Go do what you got to do to get ready. Get
Trigger,
taped if you need to get
spark.
taped.
No, you can't be escalating during the taping.
You can. Usually you got your music on and the trainers are just.
Oh, so you're talking about curbing. You're talking about harnessing. All right, let me write. All right, so I'm getting this. You got to harness the spark. Okay.
I wonder what I know you're going somewhere at this.
Well,
so
I'm trying to
get.
get.
Yeah. I'm just going through the puzzle, the maze with you. I'm tracking.
When's the explosion? That's the question.
See, now this is where people mess up, because if you have that explosion too early, then all of a sudden you get out to the football field. I've done this, and now I feel flat.
Football field.
Yes. Now I got to the football field, now I feel flat. Now it's like, all right, I already hit my peak in the locker room.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now
Completion.
I'm like, I've already. I feel like
your climax, really.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So now you're talking about going out to the field.
Afterwards, you feel like a certain release. Like, is there
a release part of it, like an aftermath, like a a clarity
after that first tackle, yeah, or that first hit, yeah.
So the first hit, okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, now did we already have we done recovery yet? Is the recovery part of this? Do you have to you have to get back to regular?
Yes, that recovery.
After the surge, did we use the word surge?
Surge
That's
and escalation.
Right.
Yep,
that's right before the climax.
Now I think I'm projecting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is, I think projecting is part of this too.
Yeah.
Now, is there a depression at the end of it? Is there like a feeling of like exhaustion?
Sure.
Is there a guilt or anything of that nature, Isaiah? Regret, maybe?
It depends on how the game went.
Okay, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Because if the game goes poorly,
sure,
then you put your body through all of this
For
terror,
nothing.
right?
For nothing,
for a loss. Unless you're like in junior college, like I was, and you got some highlights, and you're like, okay, but I'm sure those coaches like that one. So,
so you got good tape.
Yeah, it's
So-
like, yeah, I got my film.
That's it. All right. So now we're talking about
Could be a little selfish, but that's what you
Coping.
deal with at junior college level.
When it dries, there's film.
there's film after it sets.
Mm-hmm.
Did we do annoyed? Was annoyed before the build-up? Like, do you have to?
See, now here's the thing about the whole tree of pregame.
Okay.
Pregame.
Annoyed, yeah. Annoyed, depression, all that could go into your escalation if you want. Depends on how you use the fuel. I don't know if fuel's on your definition key term list.
I'm trying to come up with the term.
Oh, okay.
Right.
We're creating the terms. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like afterwards, do you feel like a certain, like clarity?
Yeah. At the end, is there a clarity?
Like a post clarity.
Post rage clarity.
Oh.
Yeah.
Where you're able to make better decisions after.
It's all about positive and negative reinforcement. So it's like, okay, if this whole journey I just went on resulted in a good game, it's like, yep, write that down.
That's acceptance.
We're gonna run that. We're gonna run that one back. But if it doesn't work, then there's some evaluating that needs to be done.
Now, for you personally, does fury at all play a factor? Are furies a factor? Fury? Is fury a factor in this?
Me personally, no, because
Okay.
I always felt like if I was to get too uncontrollable, then I would have that worst case scenario moment, and I would think I was Hercules, and then I would get side checked, and everyone would go, ooh. And then there's like nothing hurts worse about that than when you think you're at the top. If you're humble and it happens, you're like, okay, I messed up. But if you're just feeling invincible and then that happens,
So
hard to recover.
Van,
Mm-hmm.
when I am in a problem solving situation,
Okay.
like I have a task at hand and it needs my efforts to solve it,
Right.
I don't function better when I'm livid.
Well, in a
Who
football, it depends on what situation though. If you're playing a sport where it takes like all of your physical might, and like if you're not aggressive as a football player, you're not going to be getting paid by any college to play there, even if it's $5.
All right, well, colleges don't pay you. I mean, it's NIL. So,
Well, scholarship,
all right, touche.
Well, I
Back
mean,
on that.
the old-fashioned way.
I feel like if you're raging as hard as you do, Zay,
Yeah.
that sometimes focus might be a problem,
Mhm.
and you just needed more preparation, some like rage, foreplay.
Yeah.
Should have took more time with it in the beginning, so you and your teammate are on a equal playing field.
Well, see, the whole thing with that is the rage is kind of like a it's like seasoning, right? So you've got your meat and potatoes already, and that's your study, and that's your
The meat-
preparation.
the meat.
Okay.
Yeah, the meat and potatoes.
Yeah.
Now the rage is just a seasoning. That's just to make it even better. That's just to spark it. Let's make this even better. That's literally the cherry on top.
Now, how much does it like curb if someone in this
Curve.
like scenario,
Yeah.
like your teammates, for instance,
Mhm.
what if one of them is doing something that's de-escalating? Like, what if they have a calm?
Yeah.
Like, does that anger you that they have a calm,
No, 'cause
or does that kind of like edge down where you're at?
no, and the reason why is because in sports or any situation like this, everyone's got their own way to prepare. So some people are calm. I was listening to orchestra music in my headphones, but then you got some guys running all around, dancing all around the locker room. You got some dudes that are like me, who didn't want to mess up. So I'm like locked in, very, very calm. Everything was compressed. I'm like, all right, let me just make sure I do what I need to do. But then also with a little bit of seasoning, a little cherry on top,
When you're in the heat of it, do you find it tougher to change positions?
That's a good
Can
question.
you just turn it around and go to the other side of the field?
Yeah.
It's all about practice, right? That's
Okay.
part of the meat and potatoes.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So are you asking Isaiah when he's got all this build up if he
Yeah.
can go like both ways?
Sure.
Oh, okay. That's a good
Oh,
question.
no, see, now, I liked playing one side of the ball.
Got it. Okay. Well, when you're in the trenches, what's
Yeah.
really the difference?
For sure.
Because the objective is different.
Oh, because you want to get after the ball. You don't want the ball to get after you.
Depends on the position.
Correct.
Okay. Well, there you have it. The yeah, how to lift heavy. You can ask Isaiah about it in person at Wednesday at Rio Bravo. Just come ready to get a good pump, and
Come ready, huh?
yeah, come ready to do
Okay.
that. 2 men on
35 and over.
95.9 FM and AM 610 Eastward.
Fruit.
You guys want to do weird Justin Tucker, or you want to do Greg Popovich? We're going to do both. I need to know.
I want to hear the Justin Tucker first.
Oh.
Also because I need to pull up pop stuff.
Okay.
This Justin Tucker stuff's weird. The Ravens cut him today. I didn't read. I don't have any articles in front of me. I just know what I know. So he gets cut, and that cool. Like, I don't want him on my team.
Yeah.
Cool.
AFC North needs to chill out.
Oh, there was some weird Brown stuff today too. Did you see that?
Well, now and historically.
Yeah, and historically. But for some reason, when they cut him loose, they hit him with the football decision.
No, it was not. No, that was a anti-sexual assault statement. It was not a football decision. If it was a football decision, you wouldn't have released your future Hall of Fame kicker.
Why did they say that?
To lie to the public because they think we're stupid.
What you say is, hey, this dude's gone. You get it.
Yeah.
You just say that.
Hey, you guys know. You know.
Also, you see how quick the Ravens did this? It makes Cleveland look so bad. Although Baltimore's saying like, oh, it's a football decision.
Yeah.
They can make, obvious for the obvious reasons. You're like, yeah, sure. But if you do remember, he had a pretty bad ending to last season. He was missing.
Well, who cares about that? Yeah, he was missed because he knew he was getting sued.
Yeah. He had that weighing over his head.
So here's all football reasons you see that he was sucking as a kicker. And it's like, okay.
If you're whoever business, you just say, yeah, you know what we like? Regular dudes. Like, you know what we're into here culturally? Normal. We have some normal people. Some joke about the Browns signing them. No, miss me with that.
We already made that one.
What if? Oh, they would get the field should get stormed by the fans.
For what?
If they were to sign Tucker. Okay, you guys are going with some purpose now.
Most accurate kicker in the history of football. Even with his snafus at the end of last year when he knew this was hanging over his head and couldn't focus or concentrate. But good on the Ravens. Let's make this a Ravens story. After all of their bad decisions throughout the history of their organization dealing with scandals, got ahead of this one.
The truth of the truth is they say this for legal reasons. That's why they say it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, if he could still kick, we wouldn't be worried about any of these other allegations. That's what this is.
Yeah, and that's why I was saying like he was doing so bad, it'd be so easy for them to be able to prove it.
Well, because what'll happen if they didn't say this, they would get hit with like wrongful dismissal stuff. Is that the verbiage?
Yeah.
That's got to be close if it's not it.
Wrongful termination, whatever.
Yeah. That's what they would get sued with immediately.
Yeah, and then he get unemployment, and they don't want that.
The legal move would have been to do like a camp battle, and he loses out to Graham Gano or whoever.
You can't have him hanging around that long.
No.
There's no way. That shows compliance. Sorry, complicity. My bad.
On the brighter side.
About him?
No.
Because he worked himself out of not just a job, but he's worked himself out of the Hall of Fame. He won't get in there.
Correct.
Yeah. And a little bit, that environment is like the Achilles heel of pro athletes for some reason. I don't get that. I don't get that. And I think we've had this talk a million times about consent. We've had this talk a million times about the world that surrounds professional athlete. You can find a bunch of, in pro wrestling, they're called ring rats. I don't know what they're called in the NFL. Groupies. I don't know what they're called. Fangirls. I don't know what they're called.
Yeah, those two go together.
I mean, just open up your DMs. It's going to be there. Weird sentence, real sentence.
Yeah. Every city you go to.
Yeah, as a fan, I mean, for them, you just fans of the team. I mean, if you really want to go that easy, you want to talk about crack jokes about guys waiting to the end of the night in the bar and going for the grenade they see. Yeah, no. All they had to do is open their DMs and find a fan.
As a guy who's traveled with teams, like as a broadcaster,
Oh, yeah.
you just show up in a town.
I mean, this isn't a uniquely NFL problem. This isn't a uniquely athlete problem. This is like, we got to break it down into power dynamic. This is like,
yeah, there's something there.
No, this is criminal mind stuff, because he knows he's a millionaire athlete. Anyone who knows the NFL knows who Justin Tucker is, and which is wild for a kicker. So everywhere he goes, he's got kicking groupies that's going to follow him around. And he doesn't take advantage of that option, but he does allegedly sexually assault massage therapist a la Deshaun Watson. This is criminality.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just wrong place, wrong time. It's not, I just had access to it. You have access to a lot more, dude. But this is what you chose.
Little Deshaun Watson stray in there, as it should be.
Oh,
I don't know. It's not a stray.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's directed.
Yeah, direct hit. Perfect comp.
Also, like a list that no one knows about of dudes who never ever will put themselves in that situation again, but have previously.
Yeah, and they're just sitting back like, oh gosh. And if and when, because the Deshaun Watson hasn't been settled yet, right? So once these two settle, and they both most likely end up having to pay money.
But you won't know because it'll be a settlement.
Yeah, it'll be a settlement, and these massage therapists are going to be like, all right, my turn. Because I feel like the ones, I believe it was 16, and last time I checked, the 16 different therapists that have reported things about Justin Tucker while the Deshaun Watson stuff was going on. So they're kind of just like, okay, let's wait and see how this goes. Not that, I just feel like you can't have so many going at the same time.
And there might be a whole culture on this that I don't know about. This might be like, it used to be Backpage. That was like the website. I don't know what it is now because I don't live that life. But it used to be like a Craigslist thing. It used to be like a Reddit thing. It used to be like I'm sure there's a Instagram, Facebook, Twitter thing. Like maybe that's just the code word for like entertainers of the night. Right. I don't know. But I'm telling you, like, they are found by people, not just in this profession, by all professions. But now that there's a playbook on how to settle these things, like these things are going to come out a lot. I was trying to find perfect verbiage there.
And he also, like, a lot of these guys, just the idiot mindset, feel like it's something that should be fixed when you're young. But you just have this thrill for doing something you know you shouldn't be.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, the risk, this would be terrible if I got caught. And then it's like that thrill is what makes some of these guys go and do it. And that's why you're like, dude, this was so obvious that you could have gotten in trouble. Obviously it was wrong and you still went and did it. And then at that moment, I mean, in hindsight, they can't think back to that emotion and make it make sense. So then you're just sitting there like, oh.
Well, the NFL set an awful precedent for this kind of behavior.
Yeah.
What happened to Deshaun Watson?
Nothing.
Got
the bag.
Nothing. He pulled all this crazy, disgusting stuff, and he was rewarded with hundreds of millions of dollars. You think Justin Tucker saw that and was like, "Oh, I'm fearful now. Oh my gosh, what happens if I get caught?" What went through his head now is like, "Oh, carte blanche. Oh, I just do what I want now. Awesome. Sign me up for some more."
But I mean, not to get too specific, but I'm sure the whole wife thing and the wife and kids, that's probably what the number one thing is on his mind right now.
Yeah.
He's like, oh man.
Well, and hey,
also, no offense to my lovely people of the cross, but there were some red flags when he's singing opera in a Catholic church for Catholic charities. Like, there's weird enough behavior on his radar for years.
I just blew the joke. What's the name? Elton Brand? No, what's it? Not that's the basketball player. What's the name of the comedian? Russell
Brand.
Yeah, doing
Yep.
doing the tour.
Elton John.
Yeah.
Now, I'm a fan of Elton John. You don't seem that. I mean, he seems weird in the cool way.
Yeah, like the Prince way.
Oh gosh, I would say they're both
Yes and
equally
no.
weird. Yeah, they got
yes
their
and
own
no.
thing,
Mhm.
like separate but equally
Yeah.
weird. Yeah. We got our Isham Diddle soundbite of the day. Whenever we get back, it's 2 Men on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. All right, welcome back to the program. All right, Isaiah. So Greg Popovich had a big press conference today.
Yes, he did.
All right, now how long is this press conference?
His statement lasted about 7 minutes, but the most played soundbite that you're going to hear mostly, that's going to last about a couple minutes.
All right, it's the Isham Dental soundbite of the day. IshamDentalABQ.com. 505-881-0422. Have Scott Isham put his fingers into your mouth, and he'll help you with your dentures. He will help you with your implants, and he will accept your insurance. We promise you that. Financing layaway available. Our Isham Dental soundbite of the day is Greg Popovich on this is his first press conference since the stroke. Is that correct?
Yes, and he's got Tim Duncan to his left and Manu Ginobili to his right.
All right, leave our mics on during this.
So a lot of thank yous after 25 or 30 years.
I like that.
Mitch Johnson. Hi.
Whatever starting point you want.
Alana, Timmy. I can never express the gratitude that I have
He was looking pretty good.
For so many people carrying my organization and sending me thoughts, prayers, that sort of thing. Since I had the stroke, things are getting better by the day.
He's winged by Manu Ginobili and Tim Duncan.
But it's not good enough for what we plan ahead. And so it's time to make this change. They've got some young players who are going to end up being really great players.
Hey, press
Some in
pause right
Austin
there.
And many right here.
So he immediately starts talking about the team, which is like wild to me.
Yeah.
Like that's like this dude's. When was that stroke? November. Like, and people that they want his story. They want to know how he is. They want to know and immediately he's talking about like the future of the franchise. Like, I hate seeing anyone struggle. I love seeing people get better. He thinks he's in a space right now where he's better enough to focus on work. That's wild to me.
What else does the man know? Like,
Yeah.
that's his life. That's his legacy. Of course, that's what he's going to talk about.
He did say, and it's kind of a heartbreaking statement. He's like, I'm doing better by the day, but it's not good enough for what we've got planned moving forward.
Right.
Mm.
All right, keep rolling.
Here in San Antonio. And Mitch Johnson will be the guy that forges their futures. And I'll do everything I can to help him and help them.
Now,
But
Ginobili
I'll have a
and
new job. And that
Duncan have been there during his
want to
rehab.
make sure everybody understands.
That's crazy. They've been there helping him rehab.
This speaks volumes
That's
to
awesome.
the impact that he had on those young men when they were young men, which they are not anymore.
And that was the thing with the Spurs. It's like you never. Now, I started watching in 2008, 2009.
Yep. You missed 10 years of them.
I never heard any type of like, there may have been some guy that didn't last, but I never heard of locker room drama with them. I never heard of one of those guys being mad at Pop or, is this guy going to leave because him and Pop aren't getting along? Like, they just seemed like the whole time it was always a machine and perfectly ran thing. And if there was a problem, it had to have been resolved quickly.
Yeah. Aside,
There was some small stuff.
there was some stuff.
Yeah.
Tony Parker.
Tony Parker had like to have some fun.
Yeah.
In the
And
offseason.
maybe that's why he's not up there.
TP used to get loose.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Ask Brent Barry's wife about old Tony Parker. He was with Longoria during Desperate Housewives or whatever. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah, she said.
He stayed with a little lady, Tony Parker did. It's not as bad as a Matt Barnes and Derek Fisher situation.
It's different. It is as bad. It's different. My dad had a stroke. My dad, rest in peace, had a stroke some years ago. And I knew my dad was doing better, even though he obviously eventually passed. When he started like roasting the hell out of me and my brother again, that's when I knew.
Nice.
I was like, all right. That's what I kind of feel like here. Keep rolling this press conference. But he's got not zingers, but like, all right, my dude's on the comeback. Keep rolling.
But I'll have a new job. And I want to make sure everybody understands what the new job is.
There we go.
I'm no longer a coach. I'm El Jefe.
He's El Jefe as he takes off the jacket and reveals the shirt that says, you can cut it right there, Isaiah. Reveals the shirt that says El Jefe, which is super sweet. There you go. There's a cool, like one that hurt, but a cool moment. Super sweet.
And it also is super sweet too because he's still. Now they may not just see him on the sidelines, but he's still involved. It doesn't feel like he's completely retired. Whereas, you know, guys, you can go over the Duke coach, Mike Krzyzewski, whatever his last name is. He might go to some games, but he doesn't. Yeah, he might go to some games, but he's not like involved. Nick Saban, I guess he's out here trying to wreak havoc. He's just had some meeting with some NIL agent or something to try to put a cap on this NIL because he's salty it costs him more championships. But anyways, he's still in College Game Day, but he's not like a part of the Alabama franchise.
Tim Duncan's not part of the Spurs, but this is real. I think he owns like a dirt bike shop in San Antonio and it's like super popular. I'm not joking.
Yeah, any player that opens up anything there and you've been there for a long time, that fan base, oh yeah, they're going to not only support you, but they're not going to be loud about it. They're going to just there's going to be people doing things that they're not going to go post on social media. You know, it's just going to be genuine things.
Blackjack Speed Shop. I don't know what that is. Sounds sweet, though.
We just saw Wemby. How many guys that are the star of the team can go downtown and say, come play me in chess, and then have people come out in the rain and sit there and have like a chess game and regular conversation?
In weirdo San Antonio, a lot. That's a weird city. That city.
Is it weird? I thought they might have been bougie out there.
No, it's like Austin weird.
It's not that weird. It's different because it's just a regular city with regular people, but it's still also San Antonio. There's also the Riverwalk. There's also weird Texas culture.
I feel like
but of all the NBA cities, like how many of them can you just be like a regular guy? Milwaukee, San Antonio,
yeah, Milwaukee. I don't know. Milwaukee,
Indiana.
Got their ways.
Where are they? Indianapolis.
They're in Indianapolis.
Indianapolis is
It's a city.
Yeah.
Portland's kind of a city.
Portland might be a good. That might be a good one.
No, there's too many weirdos.
There might be weirdos in Portland.
Oklahoma City, you're the biggest star on the planet. You can't go outside there.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's one of like a small handful where you could be a normal person in San Antonio.
Yeah. Well, not normal sized if you're Wimbyama.
I mean, you could go LA, but because it's not like.
Yeah, that's no big deal there.
You're used to seeing a big, like a superstar.
A celebrity everywhere.
Wimbyama like is worshipped by Spurs fans, but not everyone who lives in San Antonio is a San Antonio Spurs fan. There's a bunch of rednecks running around there like, would you look at the size of that guy? He can't even fit underneath the chess table.
He
That
must
is
play.
wild,
He must
brother.
play ball.
My goodness.
Are you talking about Tim
He in a circus?
Tim Duncan, who owns the Blackjack Speed Shop?
Are you the world's tallest man?
Yeah.
You're long.
Mm-hmm. You don't even got to jump to get up on this saddle here, do you?
You'd be a hell of a ball player, wouldn't you?
Yeah. You say you're from France?
You should play. You should
Is
play
that
for our
by-
Spurs.
Is that by London, Texas?
Can you fit in a Peugeot?
That's what they say. A Peugeot. You're so stupid.
I always thought it was Puget.
You're tall. Do you know my cousin? What? What?
I went to college with this guy named Rick. He's just about as tall as you are.
Hey, what was Rick?
You guys share email or something?
What was Rick's last name? You know who I'm talking about. That is Texas.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I got another pretty cool soundbite though. It's honestly it's like half Isham, half Zay's algorithm.
We'll do it when we get back from the
Deal.
break. It's 2 minutes on 95.9 FM and AM 610. Isaiah's algorithm. We wrap up the program with Zay's algorithm.
Yeah, after I play this, it's 1 minute and 6 seconds.
All right.
So I'm going to play the whole thing. And I want you guys, number one, this has got to have been, I'll give a little bit of a hint. To me, it would be the most bizarre baseball game ever.
All right.
But then also, I want you to give your opinion on if something like this will ever happen again.
I'm ready.
Hit well to center field. Deion Sanders going back to the wall, and it is gone. Bo Jackson homers to put the Royals ahead 2-0. Oh, the 2-run homer, his first time up here tonight, and hits this ball deep to right center field, way back. Forget it. Jackson with his second home run in 2 tries tonight.
Some more hang time. Deep to right. The hat trick.
Not much
When this guy gets it
enthusiasm
going,
in the third
it's something
one.
to watch.
The 3-2
Feelings
pitch.
hurt.
Drill to center field. Bo Jackson going over, leaps and can't get it. It goes all the way to the fence. Deion Sanders blazing around second. Tabler goes over to get the ball, plays it in there, waving him home. The throw to the plate gets on by. Sanders flies over, and now he is safe at home. There's a pile of bodies at the plate.
So that's arguably 2 of the greatest, 2 top 5, I think, on almost anybody's list. Got to be top 10. You got 2 top 10 NFL players of all time on a baseball field doing things that you usually don't see happen in baseball. An inside the park home run, then a hat trick of home runs by 2 NFL players in the same game. Absolutely bizarre.
The second you started that, because I had no idea what was coming. The second you started that, I was like, oh, this is the Bo and Deion game.
There have been 19 players who have hit 4 home runs in a game. I can't sit here and tell you that those 19 players are better than what you just described.
Yeah.
But there are 19 players who have hit 4 home runs in a Major League Baseball game.
Well, Bo hit 3.
Yeah, he hit 3.
He only hit 3. Yeah.
But I mean, well, yeah, as far as a hat trick, yes. Or even 4. 19 is honestly crazy for 4 home runs in a game.
Yeah, there's guys you've never heard of, but some of the biggest names in the game, too.
Sure.
Lou Gehrig and stuff.
No.
Willie Mays.
2 NFL players, I don't want to say took over the game. I mean, geez.
And so, hard segue here. Bo and Deion get all the credit for being just incredible 2-sport athletes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The best one, considering their careers in both, was Brian Jordan.
Brian Jordan was a stud.
Yeah.
Brian Jordan's the all-time home run leader in Busch Stadium 2 history, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Brian Jordan played for the Braves. Brian Jordan played for the Falcons. He did in the same city.
Yep.
That dude was wild. Also, loser Drew Henson, who played for the Cowboys.
You think Falcons and Braves fan looks back at that time and realizes how friggin' spoiled they were?
They sweated him.
Dude, 2-sport athletes on both fields. That is bonkers.
And then now I feel like the obvious reason is because the amount of money they're getting paid. But it's like you don't even see anymore one guy do both. At that time, there was 2 doing both, and they weren't just on the team, like they were making plays.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's not what it used to be. It's not what it used to be.
Like, could Mahomes have gone to be a pitcher? I hear so. I hear he may have been able to make it as a pitcher. I think Russell Wilson would have been able to make it. Kyler Murray, I know, could have.
Patrick Mahomes could have thrown mid-90s. If he had a good secondary pitch, he'd be a good reliever.
John Elway was one.
Jameis Winston.
Jeff Samardzija.
Had a cannon. Yeah.
Yeah. He ended up playing wide receiver, but he played wide receiver in Notre Dame, but he was a baseball player for the Cubs. You did find for a lot of times those that, like, if we're counting exports, like that Travis Pastrana, he raced everything.
Yeah.
You know, if you count that, Herschel Walker's a bobsledder. You want to put that on the list?
Oh, really? Wow. How do you even that's another segment. I don't know how you even get into that.
But
Lolo Jones.
Kyler Murray is the only 2-sport athlete to be drafted top 5 in both drafts.
Yeah. The real answer is, and we don't ever talk about him, is Charlie Ward. Charlie Ward won a Heisman at Florida State.
Yeah.
And went on to be a stud point guard for 15 years in the NBA.
Yeah.
That dude was unreal.
The best player in the country at one sport is like, you know what? I don't want to play that sport.
No, I'm good.
I am the absolute best at this. No thanks.
Maybe it's Shaun White, though. Shaun White, he snowboarded and skateboarded.
Yeah.
That dude won gold medal over gold medal over gold. Yeah. It's a hard list. It's a fun list. You could do a whole day on it.
Tim Tebow.
Good answer. I like that answer.
Oh, God. I tried to say it with a straight face.
Who was better, Bo or Dion, at baseball?
At baseball? Bo.
Bo. Yeah.
Like, not close, too.
Dion is a unique talent, obviously. Brian Jordan, like, had the longevity in both.
As big as
But
Bo was he
Bo.
Was he a base stealer? That's a big.
Yeah, he was fast as lightning.
Yeah.
And the biggest dude on either field.
So he was like a little like a.
He got drafted out of high school by the Yankees, but he went to Auburn, played football. Is this all correct? Am I getting this close? And then Tampa Bay drafted him number 1.
No, he was drafted every single year.
No. When he came out of after Auburn, the Buccaneers took him, but he didn't go to the Bucks.
Right.
And then so he signs with the Royals, and then he gets drafted by the Raiders in whatever, like the 6th or 7th or 8th round or 9th round or 12th round.
So teams were wasting picks on him.
Well, kind of, because he declined to sign with the Bucks, so they forfeited his rights. I don't know all the verbiage in what I'm saying. And then he signs with the Raiders, draft him in the 7th, the following round. So he's like the number 1 overall talent in the deal. A year later. That dude.
That's a fun highlight reel to randomly watch. Is Bo Jackson highlights from both sports.
Finished his career in 94 with a 250 average, 141 dingers. Dude did not suck. Isaiah back in the production?
I could be considered multi-sport athlete because I played football and I think I'm very good at darts.
I'm glad we have tomorrow off.
Darts. Okay.
Van, final words?
Oh, my goodness. Too much for the time allotted, my friend. Anything we didn't cover, make sure you check out tomorrow morning on the opening drive with Jeff and JJ.
Good job, everyone. Keep breathing.
See you Wednesday.
That's correct. We'll be over at Rio Bravo.
We're off tomorrow.